Hey everyone, my name is Glenn Scott and I'm a licensed clinical social worker. And I've been working over 20 years with individuals, couples, children, adolescents, families, pretty much anyone who wants help. And this is Ask an Adventist Therapist. Our first question comes from our viewer and it says, I'm from the Caribbean. Hey now. And where we grew up, my family used public shaming a lot. I can relate with that. I don't want to do the same thing to my kids, but I don't want them to be soft. Any advice? Oh, I got lots of advice. Hang on for the ride. So one of the things that you can definitely start off with is from the Caribbean. So that means that culture, very, very conservative. So I understand the public shaming, but here's what I've come to understand. When you know better, you do better. So there are some things that you definitely grew up with that are helpful. So as you're moving forward with your own kids, are there some things that you can take from your past to help you in your present and then dictate your future? The answer to that is yes. I would say look back on your history and your life. Are there some things that you definitely learned that have helped make who you are today? Those things that you want to keep. Those things that hurt you, caused you shame, sadness, anger, guilt, whatever that may be, you want to leave those in the past. Can you be a strong parent today and not necessarily go back to those unhealthy habits that you were introduced to when you were younger? The answer to that is yes, but you have to be intentional about it. So I know that when I'm upset, the first thing I go back to is what I'm used to. And so as a parent moving forward, you have to say, hey, I know I have a tendency to go back to some of the public shaming that I was experienced when I was growing up. So how do I not do those same things now and currently? It's gonna take some work, but hang in there. Don't give up, don't get discouraged. Take what you learned from your past that you can hold on to and then pivot to make sure that you don't go back, but you stay forward so that you can have a healthy family with your kids. So when I am engaging in conversations with my children, I'm gonna be honest with them. Here's what I experienced when I grew up that was not helpful to me. I'm gonna do my best not to repeat those same mistakes with you. I may not always get it right, but I'm gonna do my very best to make sure that I don't cause you the same hurt that I was caused. And when you make a mistake, go back and apologize. Hey, my bad. I didn't mean to say this. I didn't mean to come across this way. How did you interpret or how did you experience what I was saying to you? What did you hear me say? Having that dialogue with your child can make sure that you don't repeat some of those unhealthy patterns that you experienced when you were coming up. But you can still give them that good old Caribbean experience as a parent, because it was fun and there are definitely happy memories that you have, but you want to make sure that you take the good and don't bring everything with you to the future. That's how you can make sure that your kids are not soft, but they are experiencing you in your true, authentic way. Let's go with our next question. How can I talk to my teenagers about sex and drugs without them tuning me out? They don't listen to me or want my advice. Unfortunately, this is all too common question that I get a lot. So here's what I would say and recommend for you as a parent wanting to talk to your child about sex and drugs. Your child never wants to disappoint you. And they also want to tell you what's happening. So one of the things that I tell my parents that I work with all the time to practice is having a poker face. What does that mean? Your child is going to tell you some things that you don't want to hear. They are reading your facial expressions when they are sharing these things with you. So how can you be cool, calm, and collected to them, letting them know that you want to be a part of their lives and not reacting to the things that they are saying? They're gonna test you though. They're gonna say some things that are gonna maybe cause your face to cringe up and you to get a little angry and upset. But how do you make sure that you're cool, calm, and collected when you are having those conversations with them is point number one. The second thing that is helpful to make sure that you are engaging and connecting with your child is having opportunities and touch points where you're not talking about anything serious or heavy, but you're just hanging out. It can be as simple as playing a game of Uno. If you're engaged in an activity where you're using your hands, you will have an opportunity for their mouths to be going. So if we're playing a game of Uno and you say to your child, draw 4, pick 2, skip you, reverse, Tell me about your relationships at school. They're going to be willing to talk to you because it's in an activity that is non-threatening. Again, your child wants to share things with you. You want to be involved in your child's life. It's about creating those opportunities and spaces for communication to happen. And when that communication happens, your word to them is interesting. Tell me more. Even if you don't want to hear it, tell me more. That's how you get them to not tune you out. That's how you get to send them the message that you are not judging them, but you want to know more about what's taking place with them. When you are engaging with your child, you can ask them how they view or what do they think about what's taking place in their friend circles. Are they talking about drugs? Are their friends using? Are their friends having sex? Are they having sex? What do they think about that? All those questions are perfectly fine if it's in an environment of non-judgment and where they know that you're not going to get mad at them for the things that they say. Now, you as a parent will always love your child. You're not always going to like the things that they say. And having that understanding and sharing that with your child and saying to them, hey, Mom and Dad, we're always going to love you. We may not always like the things that you do, but you can come to us and talk to us because we're still going to love you. We're not going to judge you. We're going to be concerned, but we want to have that space where you feel safe enough to share what's taking place. But if you come at your child and you're judging them and you're putting them down and you're upset that they're even having the conversation, they're not going to want to talk to you. So how do you, as a parent, make sure that you are not reacting to those things that come up, but you're giving that sound advice? You as a parent have to practice self-care. How do you as a parent take care of yourself so that you can be cool, calm, and collected at all times when engaging with your child? And if you get upset, go into your room, close the door, put a pillow over your face, and scream into the pillow. Don't scream at your child, because that sends a message that you're not safe. And guess what? Out of all the places and people that they can talk to, you are the safest. You're better than a therapist, but they don't know that if you don't create that environment for them to share. So that's how you get them to take your advice, create an environment of safety, and they'll tell you everything that you want to know. Well, that takes us to the end of our time today. I've had an awesome time answering your questions. Thanks for sending them in. This has been Ask an Adventist Therapist.